Hi, this is Anita from Reluctant Low Carb Life. I want to talk today a little bit about stair walking and that how stair walking can help you basically be a way to burn calories and to basically help with your overall fitness. At Reluctant Low Carb Life, as many of you know if you've been listening at all, is we talk about the trifecta of health, which is basically about foods that are fresh, that you eat fresh foods. Eat foods that help give you satiety, which in other words, that help you feel full longer, and also incorporate fitness as part of your life. This is something which we're really quite passionate about, something which we really enjoy talking about. I live in Hanoi, Vietnam, and as part of living in Hanoi, Vietnam, I live in a building which has 5 floors without an elevator. Now, a lot of people in America and the rest of the world would be shocked about this. And when I actually say 5 floors, I mean that the steps between each floor is like 20 steps. So it's much higher ceilings than the average, home in many places, including America. I, for a long time, sort of this negative attitude towards stair walking because I can have bad knees and it can hurt, and going up and down stairs is not that comfortable. But I've started changing a little bit more of my attitude and understanding a little bit more about stair walking and what a powerful exercise it is to keep moving. So let's talk a little bit about stair walking. Stair walking can burn some serious calories. It may be simple, but it can be packed with burning some serious calories. It increases your heart rate, your oxygen consumption, and can both be drivers in calorie burn. You can burn anywhere between 400 to 700 calories per hour. I don't know if most people can walk upstairs for an hour, but that's a lot of walking. But compared to walking on the ground, you can burn far more calories by walking stairs. It's considered low impact cardio. So unlike running, which can be tough on your joints, stair walking is considered a low impact exercise. And as you get older too, it can be a great exercise because it can help you with your balance. It can build muscles while you're burning fat. While you're burning fat while stair walking, it's also helping you build muscles. Anyone can stair walk. At home if you have stairs, in an office building, at a local stadium or park, use the stair machine at the gym. Start with, what you have. It requires really no special gear, no learning curve, just a pair of supportive shoes and a commitment to keep on moving. That's why we're great believers, like I've said before, the trifecta of health about, making movement as part of your day. Having this attitude towards like, oh no, do I have to take these stairs? Instead of saying, wow, yippee, I can take these stairs. And even if you take them slow, just keep taking them and keep taking them, because if they're hard now, one day you won't be able to take the stairs if you stop taking them. So what you can do is you can start slow. First, you can assess your fitness level. If you're new to the exercise of joint issues, start slowly. Try walking up one flight of stairs and then taking the elevator down to reduce the impact. You could set realistic goals. You could say you'll start with 10 or 15 minutes a day, or 3 times a week. You'll gradually increase. Maybe you'll say you'll walk so many flights of stairs per day. Mix it up. Keep it interesting with interval training. Alternate between slow and fast climbs. Add body weight exercises or do lunges, or you can stand on your toes and kind of go up and down on your toes while you're on the stairs. Listen to your body. Listen to what your body's telling you. Track your progress. Use a fitness app or notebook to track your progress. You could climb after meals. They can help regulate your blood sugar. Use proper form. Try to lift your chest up and your shoulders back, and not to rely too much on the handrail. But this again will depend upon your fitness level. Stay consistent. The most significant gains come from regular practice. Make it a daily habit. Combine with other workouts, add yoga or resistance training. You don't need a gym to lose weight necessarily. You can just find things at home to be able to do that. You can, even elite athletes. I was listening to a podcast this week with, I'm a fan of the BYU football team because I went to BYU, and they were talking about some of their practices and how they had to run up the stadium stairs. And several of them said that, they were running up and down those stairs so much that they puked. And I thought, yeah, that's a great way to be able to build stamina is, people running, these football players are running up and down these stairs. Maybe you're not going to be running up and down the stairs, but if you can still do the same thing and you can practice and going up and down stairs and even like changing your attitude towards stairs, saying like, isn't this great that I can be able to take these stairs? You don't have to exercise for hours. In fact, you can just do a little bit of stair climbing each day, or you can break it up throughout the day to be able to get some of the exercise in. So it's more than just another way to get to another floor, even though getting to another floor is a great way to be able to go, a reason to go up and down the stairs. But it can be a low compact kind of exercise. It can be a cardio powerhouse that's can be perfect for any type of weight loss strategy. You can combine with your focus on fresh food, eating foods that help you feel full longer, and they can deliver significant health results to you. You don't need to change your whole life. You don't need to change everything at once. And that's what we sort of, keep saying here with Reluctant Low Carb Life, that this is about a lifestyle. This is about changing things bit by bit. This is about you making, the smaller choices which add up to the bigger choices. I'm really a great believer in what's known as the 1% rule, that if you just change a little bit every day, then by the end of the year, you could have made some huge changes. So, stair climbing could be one of those. Maybe you just start with taking one flight of stairs extra a day, and then you build up to 2 or 3 or 4, that whatever it is that you can spend your time and you can basically, change your life just by deciding now that you're going to start taking more stairs and becoming more active that way. That's why we sort of, love stair climbing. It's something that anyone can do. It's a very simple way. It's effective. It builds muscles. It helps with balance. It can elevate your heart rate. It can elevate your conditioning. It can help just strengthen you personally. And especially if you're older. I've said this many times that, I said to my parents when they were older and they stopped taking stairs, once you stop taking stairs, you'll never take stairs again. So especially if you're older, it's important that you keep up these things as much and as long as you can, things like stair climbing, so you can keep it up as long as you can so that you don't lose the ability to be able to do things as to take stairs. And if you're young, you want to keep up that ability too. A lot of young people today are really not very fit because a lot of the younger kids have lived in this generation of watching TV and sitting around. And so you need to build up your stamina too, and to improve yourself too by continuing to do things that are hard, and things like maybe climbing stairs can be hard and can be difficult. I'm going to put a description of our blog that we've written on this entitled Stair Walking for Weight Loss, a simple exercise that burns serious calories. We will put a link in the description below for this blog post so you can be able to read more about this, and hopefully this can give you some other ideas of ways that you can use this very effective, but something that a lot of people don't think about, exercise of simply climbing up the stairs. This is Anita from Reluctant Low Carb Life. Thank you so much for listening. We certainly do appreciate you listening. And if you could do me a favor and press that subscribe button, we'd really appreciate that. Thank you.